The work I'm showing in the SCHIRN, it's a collection of about, right now, 700 LP records that I've been collecting since 2005 and exhibiting it in many different institutions as a visual display. The idea of the collection is, in a way, trying to think about the historical/political events in terms of their documented in sound, and how sound functions in relations to the construction of national consciousness and collective memory. And I ask myself, what is the motivation of a person to play this record in a domestic environment? And what does it mean? And I think this is exactly an interesting moment where the personal meets the national, because those records are so much connected to a propaganda making and national narrative constructing. It's a visual display of the records themselves. I look at it as a mosaic of faces and dates, and not arranged by me to create a certain historical or political agenda, but arranged in a more formalistic way. I look at it as, in a way, a potential sound work, where the sound exists in collective minds, in people's mind, and some people are related to a certain event, and they can see a record that they grew up knowing about this history, and they can imagine the sound of it. So it's always on a potential level. It's not really materialized in the space. I think it maybe puts in perspective a little bit of the personality cult that most people have toward politicians, which is quite ridiculous in relation to politics, because it's in a way shuts down the ability to be critical towards it. At the same time, it does create a critical distance, because all these historical famous events that shaped our collective consciousness are being printed on vinyl, which is so much connected again to this pop culture. So I think this interplay is kind of what I hope that happens to the viewer. Looking at this collection can give a certain perspective from the way that people perceive current events. Most people don't experience this firsthand. It's more about the mediations of these events. What most people talk about is the documentation of it, is what is left. And what is left has many, many filters that reflect power relations. And then what part of it was chose to be broadcast, put out, until what we perceive.